Be sure to subscribe for more content.
What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the BigBC Finance Channel, and I hope you're having a very lovely day today. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Luna 2.0, what has happened to it recently, and where I predict the price to go to in the near future, with some key price levels I'm looking for, as well as some trades I'm looking to make. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. And of course, if you appreciate this daily analysis, be sure to subscribe to this channel. So without further ado, let's get those annotations back on the screen. And here we have it. So from yesterday, these were our annotations. As you can see here, guys, we have seen the price come down from the support line that we have drawn here in yellow, as well as the purple support line that we have. So this support line in purple can just pretty much disappear since it's not been too helpful for us. And now we're left with the breakout from this triangle. So what we've seen so far is the price come down to around $2.44. And since this is an absolutely massive triangle, the price target should be $1.80, but do bear with me because obviously we're not going there straight away unless something tragic happens here on Luna 2.0. At the moment, we're heading in the bearish direction. We have lost that support line, and you know, some of the first levels that I was looking out for is the $2.40 level. And the good news is so far we are holding that fib there, 0.786. So that $2.40 fib is still being held. We have lost this $2.56 fib. You see that, so that was a decent support for us here previously, and a decent resistance here on Luna 2.0. So we've lost that fib. We're heading down to this $2.40 fib. Now, of course, I'd expect quite a bit of resistance there. So if you have shorted Luna 2.0 and you're still holding, then this would be a key take profit area for me, the $2.40 mark. And then of course, I'd be looking to see what happens if we get to that $2.20 mark. Now that is the bear case. That is if this triangle is respected, and it does look like it is since we saw this massive breakdown from the triangle. But of course, we saw some news articles come out about Do Kwon about the time the price of Luna 2 crashed. So we have one from TechCrunch up here from 5 hours ago, and as you can see on the chart here, it was around 5 candles ago that we saw this massive drop there. So there was some more news about Do Kwon, and the summary of it seems to be there's some discrepancy as to what Do Kwon thinks that red notice arrest warrant thing means, and what the mainstream media think this red notice arrest warrant means from South Korea. But it is pretty bearish news, and obviously it's going to have an impact on Luna 2.0 since this is directly correlated to Do Kwon. So we did see this price drop so far, and we're just hovering in this region now. Now, not all hope is lost. So I'm looking at Luna 2.0 at the moment, and we can kind of extend this line here. And you know, Luna 2.0 is a very funny cryptocurrency because we've seen this happen before in the past, where the prices tanked down like this with a lot of momentum in one candle, but the price has managed to recover. And a really good example was this region here. So, you know, this region here, we saw the price come down, you know, in one swift candle there. So this is the 1 hour chart. So in 1 hour, the price went from $2.50 all the way down to $2.20. And then, you know, within the next 12 to 15 to 18 candles or so, it was hovering in this region, and we saw this massive pump. If we go back in history a little bit more, we can see that these things happen again. There's another example here where, you know, we have that 1 hour candle with a long wick coming down, an area of not much price movement for the next 5-6 candles there, and then we see this massive pump. And again in this region here, have a look at this, another 1 hour candle where the price dumps, some consolidation, obviously more of a drop this time, but we did eventually see a pump. So, you know, Luna 2.0 has a massive history of doing this kind of price movement, is what I'm trying to say. And, you know, history would tell us that quite a few of those times the price has managed to pump back up. So this here is a really good example, probably the most extreme example of that. So if history were to repeat itself, then of course we'd look at the price to see if we can first reach this trend line here, and then we'd be waiting for it to break through. And of course, if we can break through that trend line, then first things first, we do need to reclaim this support line that we have going up. This was basically our bullish channel here. And of course, if we want to be bullish on Luna 2.0, we want to reclaim at least this support here. So I'd expect, if we see similar price movement to last time, that we're able to make it to this resistance in yellow here, break through it, and reach this support also in yellow at this region. And of course, I'd be bullish on Luna 2.0. And although it does look kind of silly, it has been done in the past several times as well, not just once, but several times. Luna 2.0 has managed to make this price movement. So, you know, I'm really not ruling this out at the moment. Of course, my main objective from just looking at this triangle is $1.80. So that is very, very bearish, and there's some take profit regions, but I'm not ruling this out by any means. Of course, what I'd want to see though is some consolidation. So in each of the cases last time, there was areas where there wasn't much price movement, kind of horizontal like this. Maybe there's a couple of tests of the resistance like this, for example, but then eventually a breakthrough and some bullish price movement. So that's what I'm looking for. But at the moment, if we continue this downtrend with momentum, with increased volume as we're seeing here, then we could eventually knock off those fibs starting with $2.40. So that's really what I'm looking at here at Luna 2.0. Of course, the general markets seem to be more bullish. For example, if we have a look at what Bitcoin is doing, let's just bring up Bitcoin. We can see that although there hasn't been any major price movements on here, generally we're hovering at 19,500. We're following this general bullish trend supported by this yellow line that we have here on Bitcoin, and we're kind of intersecting with this major resistance at the moment. So there's nothing too bearish about Bitcoin at the moment. Again, with the stock market's looking very, very good. If we go on the S&P, for example, and we go here because, of course, the stock market's been highly correlated with what crypto has been doing, particularly in this bear market since the start of 2022. So it's always good to check the stock market to see what it's doing. And of course, with stocks, we've gapped higher on the market open today. So that is very, very bullish. Most stocks are up. You can see here on the top right. So tech, for example, is all up 3-4%. So the stock market's looking good. Bitcoin is looking fairly good. And so generally the bias is fairly bullish. So again, I do think that this drop here was based off the news that came out about Do Kwon once again, and this is why this crypto has been doing these kind of dumps and pumps like this, because obviously, any bit of news about Do Kwon will affect the price. And so this is what we're seeing here, I believe. If you do have any more information as to other news that might have affected the price, do let me know in the comments down below. But this is what I found so far. And so the summary of it is there is a bullish bias in the markets at the moment. We could start seeing another bear rally in the stock market. So we could potentially see some bullish price action over the coming days for Luna 2.0. So this scenario is my bullish case where we make it to this resistance here and flip it. And we obviously want to reclaim the support in order to be back in this bullish channel that we were once in. But my bearish case scenario is that this was a triangle. This is a breakout, and we're going to see the price head down towards $1.80 with $2.40 and $2.20 being major levels of resistance, levels of support for me. So of course, when the price gets to these regions, there's going to be a lot of consolidation where buyers will try to prop up the price, but then it could fall further and we could see it go down to around $2.20, and again some resistance, some consolidation before we head to our final price target there. So that's all. So that is my price prediction here on Luna 2.0. Of course, I've given you the bullish case and the bearish case, and that's pretty much all I have to add at the moment. Of course, this triangle is pretty self-explanatory at the moment. If you did manage to trade it, if you did short as soon as it broke below that support, then congratulations to you. And of course, I'll make another video here on Luna 2.0 when we get more price information tomorrow. So until then, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.